Avondale parents, families, and students, it's Mr. Seale, the principal here, and we are finishing up, it's Friday, we're finishing up the first week of school here for the 24-25 school year, and I can honestly say this is probably the best start of school and certainly the most promising start of school of any year I've had in the 30 years that I've been in public education. A tremendous amount of enthusiasm, fantastic attendance, and more students this year than in years before here at Avondale. So I'm really excited about this year, and that same excitement, you can feel it from the staff members, you can feel it from the parents who come in, you can definitely feel it with the kids. Just a tremendous start to school. And a lot of that credit goes to you, parents. We had tremendous turnout for our open house for kindergarten on Sunday, the 28th, 27th, 28th, and then meet the teacher on August 1st, and then full house here on the first day of school on the 5th. And so thank you so much for the part that you play in making the beginning of the school year fantastic. I wanted to go over just a couple of things regarding traffic and sort of the procedures and protocols that we have here at Avondale. And I do want to preface all of this by saying that all of these protocols, all of these rules that we have, they are based first and foremost and unapologetically on student safety. And so there are times where you might be thinking, well, that's a little inconvenient for me, or why can't I just get in the other lane and just go on through because I need to get to work, or you know, I got someplace where I need to be. And when it comes down to it, all of our traffic rules, all the things that we've put together are based on what is best for the students and student safety. And so, you know, yes, there may be some things that if you're in a hurry or whatnot, where you might say, God, that this, you know, but I want to be able to do this thing, and we can't do that, so that we can make sure we are keeping students safe. So right here you can see I am standing in front of our main carport area right here. And first of all, this is, and I'll do this right here. These are exits only. So this, if you're coming in this way, then you were coming in the wrong way. And again, it's a one-way, so if you're coming in this way, definitely not safe. But in the mornings, this lane right here, the one further away from the front door, is for cars and unloading of car riders. This lane right here is for buses only. And even if you don't see a bus coming, we have several buses that from 7:30 all the way up until about 8 o'clock that from time to time are unloading. But whether or not there's a bus there or not, it doesn't matter, because if I am unloading students from this lane right here, I need to make sure that this lane right here doesn't have cars in it, so that when students exit their cars, they are safe. And I know there are probably times where you've gotten here and you're like, oh, I see that lane, it's empty, and I got to get to work. I mean, I am running late, I've got to get to work. But like I said, the safety of those students getting out of the car here and going into the school, more important than anything else. And I think you'd agree, and if it were your own child, you'd feel the same way. Because of safety also, what we can't have is we can't have students who where the parent parks and then walks the student up while we are trying to unload students here in the morning. And again, a safety concern, because as soon as the cars are unloaded from right here, the cars are moved on, and they're not looking for parents or students. You can see right here, it's kind of a blind spot right there if you're parked in the lower lot, because of cars there. And if you're coming out with a child where there's no crosswalk or anything, and cars are coming this way to leave, there's just a real safety concern there. So we don't want parents to park and walk up, because it does create a safety situation and a traffic flow situation as well. But there again, the primary reason for all of those rules for morning traffic is for student safety. Now, in the afternoons, we also have the rule about not parking and walking up and getting your child right here at the front. And there are a couple of reasons for that. Main one, like I said earlier, when cars are coming through here, they're not looking for students, they're not looking for parents, they're not looking for pedestrians. And so we got to make sure that we're not creating a hazardous safety situation there. So we can't have cars moving, buses moving, pedestrians walking across where there's no crosswalk. Too much going on. And whenever you have too much going on in a situation like that, the chances of something awful and horrible happening increase, and we can't have that. But also, the confusion that it creates when parents walk up and we're trying to radio for students to come down and get into cars. And of course, in the afternoons, both of these lanes, once the buses have come through, are for cars. It's just too much. It's a safety and a procedural obstacle to have parents park and walk up and try to pick up their students here at the door in the afternoons. So that's why. I know we've had some parents who have not been real happy about that rule, and they're like, well, I don't understand why I can't do this. I don't understand what the problem is. So I wanted to make this video to make sure that you understood that it's not just some arbitrary rule that Mr. Seale made and he doesn't really know why, or if it's some sort of thing that's been going on forever and no one's questioned it. Trust me, I've been here for 5 years and we are constantly tweaking traffic and constantly tweaking both arrival and dismissal to try to find the safest but also most efficient ways to conduct it so that it works well for the students and it works well for parents. And you have to remember too, we have a limited size staff, so it's not like I have a whole team of traffic folks who all they do is that these are teachers who have afternoon duty or morning duty or whatnot. And so we're trying to make sure that we have supervision everywhere. And so when you take into account staffing, when you take into account safety, when you take into account efficiency, trying to find the best ways to work things, we're always tinkering with that. First and foremost though, is student safety. And so I just want to make sure that parents understand that and that they understand the why behind some of the traffic rules that we have. One other thing to remember in the afternoon, students, car riders need to be picked up by 3:30. Okay, because at 3:30, that's the end of the school day and teachers are starting to leave. And if your child if you can't pick your child up after by 3:30, then you probably need to talk to Mrs. Lowry. She's our after-school care director, and talk to her about setting up your child in after-school care. I know there's space, but you will need to talk to her about that. And you can call the school 205-231-7131, and we can direct you to Ms. Lowry so that you can discuss that. But we need every child picked up by 3:30, and I know it's just the first week. So everyone's still trying to figure out their schedules and all of that. But we've had some students, it's been 5 o'clock before they've gotten picked up. And so we want to make sure that parents realize, and it may be that some parents don't realize exactly what time we need to have everyone here and everyone picked up and safely headed home. So 3:30 is that time. Again, thank you for everything that you do. Appreciate all of your support. If you ever have any questions, if you go to the website, my email address is on there. That's the best way to reach me. And just email me directly. And I promise within 24 hours, you'll get a response to that email. If not within 24 hours, you'll get a response and an apology for me being a little backed up and not getting to it when I should. But I encourage questions and I encourage any sort of suggestions that you may have. On behalf of Avondale Elementary School, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.